Cash song. No, I know it's not, but it sounds like
In Musictown, Detroit, recording live. Prepare yourself for a hoppy drive. If you're chilling at home, pop that growler and just kick back for the next 2 hours. It's the end of the week, so here's to the weekend. It's Better on Draft with Rob, Matt, Nick, and Ken.
Welcome to episode 154 Better on Draft podcast. We are back here in
155.
Is it 155?
No, it's 154.
I'm always wrong.
I know.
Which is so weird because I run everything. So I should always be. Well, that's the thing is I sent to
It's whatever number that you say it is.
Whatever, yeah. Just, there's like 4 episode 154s. We just never went to 155.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we are back in Musictown, Detroit. My name is Ken. We are live on Facebook.com/Better on Draft. You can join the conversation right now. Feel free to join us each and every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're running a few minutes late. Nicholas, thank you very much.
What? Leave me alone.
You were late.
I was here.
Yeah, but you were late.
Whatever.
To studio.
Whatever.
For sound check.
Whatever.
He was testing his acoustics in the bathroom, making sure everything was good to go.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Just in case we had to call, like he had to leave and we had to just call him to bring him in via the phone.
Skype me in,
Bring in the ballpen lefty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What are you drinking over there, Nick?
Started off with a Woodward Bold milkshake stout from Rochester Mills. And I got a Night Tripper sitting over here in my Better on Draft koozie sitting over here.
It's a nice little koozie. You got
I know. We had a big fan of the show drop some stuff off to us over at the Beer Fest.
We appreciate it. They got that nice little cooler right over there too.
Yeah, there. Better on Draft cooler.
Matt got socks.
I got socks.
I got socks and I got a jacket. I think I got the better end of the deal on that.
That's a Blink-182 reference.
Yeah.
Take off your socks and jacket.
Yeah.
Well, it's more pants, but
Oh, yeah.
Matt, what are you drinking over there?
I got a couple of Miller Lights from the bar just to keep it going. I'm hoping Nick's gonna not be a little greedy Grinch over there and share a little bit. I mean,
All you had to do was ask. That's all you had to do.
We got some clear cups, so we can actually, say what's in it and show what's in it, and the cameras can pick it up.
Just put it there on the table for now.
Let's see here. I've got, because we're not in our other studio, our Royal Oak studio, there we go. I've got some Red Bull Zero and Valentine vodka.
Red Bull Zero and Valentine vodka.
Got to keep those carbs low.
You do you, man.
That's the thing. Well, when I drink beer, usually now it's Miller Lite, but I did bring some nice beers to share
Attaboy.
that I'm going to be
drinking instead.
Drinking a little bit. I don't think we're going to open up all of them because they are some heavy hitters. There are no cocoa. That's still in my refrigerator, by the way. I don't know how old that cocoa shandy is.
It'll be 2 years in January or 3 years in January.
Oh my
one of the
gosh,
two.
are you serious?
Aged
I brought it
cocoa shandy.
I brought it for what's the Royal Rumble? I brought it for Royal Rumble
2 years ago?
when Roman Reigns won. So
2 years ago.
Yeah, the time that I ran the draft.
Yes.
And I kept getting the pale white guy that fought.
Oh,
You still
Sheamus.
got the winner.
Yeah, I know. No, not Sheamus. I got.
No,
Well, he's
got,
the only pale one that was
no,
in
I got
there.
like Neville Longbottom.
You got Jack
Neville.
Jack Gallagher, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jack Gallagher.
and then RKO. Actually, RKO won it, didn't he? Randy Orton won it.
I don't remember
Roman
things.
Reigns was still.
Well, no.
Sorry, that'll. And
Got a little sidetracked there.
Wrestling
Yeah,
talk.
Matt, the one with bringing it in the wrestling
You
talk.
want to say,
on the
leave it
show.
to you, me, or Dan?
This is actually really good.
The Woodward Bold.
Yeah, they should make more of this.
They do.
Well, I mean, like on a regular basis.
They do. It's not seasonal or
Oh,
anything.
this is. I thought this was the 12 stouts of
No,
Christmas.
they just released I think about 2 weeks ago. This is not part of that. This is from a 4-pack that I found at the same place that I bought the beer and liquor for my wedding.
Where'd you buy your beer and liquor from?
It's called
Zatuna Liquor in Rochester Hills, just south of.
it wasn't, but go see Jack and he'll hook you up. But it was a Maury's over there in Madison Heights.
Was there a paternity test with that?
What's that?
Was there a paternity test with Maury's?
Maury.
Maury's.
Okay.
God.
Like when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's
there
a
we go.
more yeah.
Figured that one out. I was like, Maury's. I've never heard of this store,
Yeah.
but
No,
I never heard of a Maury's either.
That's where we got. That's the same. It's the same place where we got that box of Fireball for the wedding. Too.
Jesus Christ.
I know that was
Box of Fireball?
Yeah, a box of Fireball. It was like 2 half gallons in a box.
So a gallon.
yeah. It was, but
It was a lot
so,
of Fireball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anywhere near Fireball. Sorry.
I don't even
Well, you can-
myself.
Actually, this would be good with Fireball. A dash of Fireball.
What?
A little bit of cinnamon
So I
in
was
this
gonna
coffee.
say you just add cinnamon to it. You don't need to add Fireball.
Well,
Yeah.
is there a difference?
I mean, that you sound like one of the people where, oh, this scented candle smells like Fireball. Where
mean,
normal
you know-
people would say this scented candle smells like cinnamon.
Well, yeah, that it sounds exactly like what I would say. You're welcome.
Well, we do have a guest here.
We do.
Do we?
Yes, welcome to the show, Houston. How you doing today?
I am amazeballs. How are you?
All right.
Same thing.
So you are a is this an official title, a self-proclaimed title, a beerfluencer? I mean, I saw it on your Instagram, so
Yeah,
obviously if it's
yes.
on Instagram,
It's
it's
gotta be.
It
official.
is, yes. Official.
Are you verified?
Yes, verified.
Self-verified?
Absolutely. Officially. Neighborhood verified.
No, neighborhood liquor store.
Hood
Neighborhood liquor
verified.
store verified.
Hood verified.
So you are we actually I don't do you know Rob? Is that how or
No.
did he just kind of find you through Instagram?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
stalking.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Damn it, Rob.
No, good for him. Sliding into DMs.
He's not here to defend himself. I
Right,
kinda
right, he's
feel
not
a
even
little
here.
bad.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to him next week.
Oh, I hope
So,
he's listening right now.
How long have you been taking photos around Metro Detroit? Because what you do is not only do you take obviously photos of beer, but you take photos of the beauty of Detroit via murals and other parts. So how long have you been doing that for?
Absolutely. So, born and raised here. However, I'll say this. I started the Instagram account literally so I could stalk my 14-year-old niece. So that's
She's
how
not
it's.
old enough to drink.
She's not old enough to drink, no, but I just had to keep tabs on her. She lives in another state. So I was like, okay, let me just get on. So that's how I got on Instagram. And I was like, okay, well, I have to have something to put on there. And so that's how all that got started.
Do you want to shout out your Instagram right now?
Oh, Urban Beer Snob.
At Urbanbeersnob.
At Urban Beer Snob. Thank you. Again, I'm new to this. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
I would say we're good at it, but we're not. Well, Rob is. Rob's the one that
clearly.
manages our Instagram.
Clearly.
So I was like, yeah, I drink a lot. I drink a lot of beer.
If it
So
weren't for that, we wouldn't have a podcast. So keep going.
That's true.
yeah. So let's take pictures. But then I noticed like everybody's pictures are kind of the same. And with this whole new Detroit, there's a lot of new street art going on. So I was like, let me take that and combine the two.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that got
So
started.
did you go to Schoolcraft at all?
Yes.
So
now.
You go to Schoolcraft now.
Now. Yes.
So Schoolcraft Community College, they do their certification in brewery and distilling.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Amazing program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience there as well.
So I'm about almost halfway in. And it's awesome in terms of it encompasses everything about the brewing process. So not only do you learn how to brew beer, but you learn the marketing aspects of everything. You learn like behind the scenes, line cleaning, like all the things that you need to know to open. So at the end of it, you can open a brewery with not no problems, but clearly, you have a clear understanding.
More than capable of being able to do it by the time you finish the program.
Absolutely.
Right
Now,
on.
do you feel like people go like we had this conversation last week with that guy,
Kevin or Harry?
Kevin?
Thank you.
Kevin thought that
He's not. He's not just a sponsor of ours.
Yeah, Kevin
from
at
North Center Brewing
Brewing.
Company in Northville, Michigan, just south of Baseline Road.
Yeah, there you go.
He thinks there's a small bottleneck in that people who go into this new brewery classes, and not only with Schoolcraft, but with Western having one, and I know Central has
got
one.
I think Ferris has got one.
Ferris has one. They go into brewing arts and sciences or whatever, and they expect to come out with a job. Like if you would go to school to be an engineer, and then you could go work at the Big Three. So do a lot of your classmates talk about getting a job right after with a brewery in the area, or?
Honestly, no. The funny thing is, even in my last class, it was about a class of 25 or 30, and I was the only one in the class that's actually in the beer industry now. A lot of people are just home brewers that want to,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That want to just be better at the craft and know a little bit more. A lot of people take classes here and there and aren't in like the entire program.
Right.
They're not looking to graduate, but they do want to learn more about beer. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that, yes, do want a job in a brewery, but I don't think that's the majority of the end goal of people.
So it's kind of like a lot of people going in just to gain extra knowledge because the class is there and it's structured.
It's like continuing education.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
basically what
Or it's an elective, something that you just want to know more
or it
about.
could be that, yeah.
To kind of broaden your horizons.
Yep.
So maybe it's not I'm going to take this class so I can get a job and clean kegs. It's, I want to know about the industry. I want to be a part of it on a fringe basis and be more knowledgeable.
Yeah, I know. Like for me as well, there's a couple people for sure that want to own breweries and just want to know everything. I definitely want to own a brewery, but I don't aspire necessarily to be the head brewer.
Sure.
But I want to know everything about it so I can, know what's going wrong. So yeah, it's definitely people like that as well.
So do you have any other education? Have you gone to...
Oh man.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I do pay student loans.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I have a business degree.
All right.
Okay.
I'm also a diamond specialist. I'm also a certified nutritionist.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
You said you wanted to know everything. It sounds like you got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
jack of all trades.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just a nerd like that. So when I get into something, I kind of want to know like the ins and outs of everything.
You don't half-ass anything. You just go full
ass.
Yeah.
Full ass
Full
or whatever.
asshole. Yeah.
Like, not an asshole. That's
I
gotta-
am.
you
It's
put
okay.
that-
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
So we were sharing stories at the bar before the show. So you've been in the industry previously. Tell us about your...
Thank you. Yes, I am old.
Well, I mean, I've been in the industry as well, so I mean, I don't feel old. I feel weathered a little bit, maybe.
Veteran. Yeah,
Seasoned.
absolutely. Totally.
So what has been your experience previously in the beer world?
So I started selling beer, craft beer, back a little over 10 years ago when it was literally Sam Adams, Sierra Nevada. And at that time, literally, I was usually the only female in a room with all the beer guys. And now it's definitely a whole different day, and I appreciate that. In some of my classes, like it's literally like a 50-50 women and female to male ratio, which is great. So yeah, I started I started drinking when I was 12. So that started it all. That started it all.
This is a 21 and older show.
Okay, great. Don't start drinking when you're 12.
That's the proper way to say it.
Yeah.
However, we make lemonade out of lemons, so became
You
a
just made lemonade out of vodka.
However, I'll say this though, America, dear America, I became a bartender at 18.
Yes.
So if you tell me I can't drink until I'm 21, but I can serve this liquor and beer when I'm 18,
Right.
There's a whole we got major problems. We got
There's
problems.
a huge disconnect.
Absolutely.
So we're going to pivot from the political aspect of this and move right back to your experience
exactly.
selling beer.
Exactly. I say that to say I became a bartender at 18. Once I graduated with my business degree, one of my loyal customers at the bar informed me that I could be a professional alcoholic and therefore go work for a distributor. So that's what I did once I graduated. I sold beer and wine, again, back in the day when craft beer was Sierra Nevada, Sam Adams.
Well, don't forget Dragon Mead was on that list.
Oh, yes, absolutely. St. Arnold. St. Arnold was there.
But you were
Texas.
in Texas, though. There was
I
no
was in
Dragon
Texas.
Mead in Texas.
So Shiner.
Shiner, yes. And
Nothing finer than a Shiner. Ruby Redbird, that's still number one in my heart.
Woodchuck.
Oh,
Good old
yeah.
Everybody knows
Yep,
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
For Shiner, they used to make a beer, and I don't think they make it anymore. But I remember my first trip to Dallas back in 2007, and it was the first time I ever had Shiner Amber. And every time I've gone back to Dallas, I just can't find it anymore, to the point where I've just given up.
I really think that you like a beer and everybody just stops production of it. Like regardless the brewery, you stop in, drink it, and then it's like the last.
Well,
of
they
it.
haven't stopped Bell's Best or Bel
but
Air Brown yet.
How's that Arbor Alt 22 doing?
Listen,
Oh.
if and when we get ABC back on, I want to know what the hell happened to the original recipe, because whatever they brewed after the fact was just
I mean, they've
nasty.
made nothing since. I'm sure you could buy the recipe.
I'm sure I
Like
could,
it's
I'm
made
sure I
no,
could find who
it's made them no money since.
That's true.
So I'm sure you could buy it and put it on the Better on Draft podcast.
But you know what? Speaking of good alts, Ultraviolet's back on tap over at North Center
I
Brewing.
there's too much cinnamon in it this time.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I just heard that.
Oh, I mean, I
You
loved
promised
it.
to take me there. We didn't go.
We did not. We did not. I was really tired that day. The issue is that when I drink and then I don't drink, like I'm not continuously getting that buzz, I get exhausted like that. And then like all the whole crowd. So we went to Aberrant Ale's 1 year anniversary party.
Yes,
that's
we
what
had a
Matt and
great-
I was talking
I
about.
had a great time there.
So we went to the anniversary party, and it was cold. Everyone was congregated inside the tent. The beer was good. I had Social Anxiety, which was probably my favorite beer from the beer fest.
Their peach sour was super good too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you had it.
I did not.
Maybe I'm more of a sour guy because it's a lighter beer.
Yeah.
But their peach sour was really good. Their oatmeal stout was amazing. Like I don't usually do the whole dark beers, but it was light. It tastes like an oatmeal cream pie without the whole.
That's what you were talking about. You were talking to the brewer because we were
Yeah, it was really really good.
because you thought it was pretty much like an OCP, except
It tasted better than Pigeon Hill, yeah. And it's not going to get the hype, so it's just going to be under the radar. But it was super good. I don't think I had a bad beer at Aberrant Ale's.
no, very very solid beer. While you were a bartender and you were slinging beers at 18 and slinging drinks, what was like your like? Because I work in the industry, but I also travel from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. So I get to talk and meet so many people. What is that drink that somebody orders that you roll your eyes so hard it does a full 360? Like for most people, it's like a mojito or Cosmo, something that just it's so for the $1 tip, it's not worth it.
John Taffer says it's a Harvey Wallbanger,
The Harvey Wallbanger, yeah.
which I don't even know what that means.
Anything that I have to use a blender on.
A blender, so
Or
margarita.
even a mortar pestle at that point, right?
Yeah.
Anything more than 3 bottle ingredients is
Yeah.
you're fired.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anything more than 3. So a flaming Dr. Pepper is only 3. So we could.
So
do
I'm thinking. I mean, I was also a bartender for like a night.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. A night?
Yeah, I got called up from security to bartender. I went up the chain.
Man, that's really calling in the right hander at that point.
So like literally, it's if you can't grab it with your 2 hands, pour it together and drop it down.
Yeah.
Then it's not worth the tip.
Yeah, it's- yeah.
Especially. I mean, were you a high volume bartender?
Yeah,
too?
absolutely. So anything I have to put in a blender and more than 3 steps.
Like if you're at a place like DCD, Detroit City Distilling, who will be on our show the next few weeks. When you have a cocktail place that's going to make cocktails, they're going to make specialty cocktails. It makes sense to chip the ice, to spank the mint.
Yeah, but that's an actual cocktail bar, though. That's
what they specialize in.
Yeah,
That's the difference between going to like say Rosie O'Grady's and asking the bartender what this kind of beer is, or going to Eastern Market Brewing and asking what kind of bar is. If I go or beer is, I go to Eastern Market Brewing, I expect them to know what kind of beer they're serving me. I go to Rosie O'Grady's, I don't expect them to know the difference
I'd
between
like them to tell me what kind of
Guinness and
cheese that they
Bud
have on
Light.
their nachos, but they can't tell you that answer either.
You pick 2 complete polar opposites.
Actually,
there, Ken.
Well, it's more. It's
O'Brien's.
just.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sully the 2 Irish bars on the other sides of town.
There is a Rosie's over on that side of town too.
Sure.
Chesterfield, yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
That doesn't count.
Pat O'Brien's.
Yeah, that's the thing. I expect a brewery to know what it is, but I don't expect a bartender to know the difference. Again, as I said, between Guinness and Miller Lite. But I just don't expect it.
I disagree because as a distributor, which I used to be, we would try to educate the staff that would sell our product. So, to her point,
Yeah.
I remember
I need you to know. I need you to know.
if you have
as a business owner, yes, but as a consumer, I just don't expect it, and I'm happy when it happens.
one of the things that I
At
was
least be able to bullshit me good. Like,
Fair.
right? Okay.
one of the things I was required to do as a distributor, especially when it came to seasonals, was to leave things for the bartenders to put in their menu book or to keep in the wait station. So when someone asked for a certain kind of beer, they had it right in their face, the style of beer, the ABV, the hops, the profile, to where someone said, hey, can I get that kind of beer? Bam, it was right there saying, like, it's going to sound silly, but Sam Adams Winter Lager. It's, this kind of hops, this ABV, these are the flavors you're going to get in it. And it was in part to sell the beer, because if it was in front of the waitress's face at all times, she would say, oh, we have Sam Adams Winter. But it was also so they could talk intelligently about the beer that they were selling to the customer, especially when it comes to French things. Like, we've had Sheboygan on. Not a whole lot of people know what Sheboygan is. So having a good, bartender who can sell the product and move somebody off of a shandy to a blood orange honey is crucial. Having someone who can move someone off a Guinness to a Saugatuck Neapolitan Stout in the wintertime when it comes out, that's crucial. And that's part of, I think it's...
And I think that's the change in regards to the guard of what bars are now. And Houston, you're a certified CBS, correct?
Correct.
So with that in mind, that... that wasn't there 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in regards to, or maybe 5 years ago. I think it just started a couple years ago. That wasn't there, but the necessity in the industry has brought it to us, because your choice was either Cicerone or not.
Absolutely.
So that's CBS, and it's required for a lot of places that are true beer bars. And by true beer bars, I mean your Ale Marys.
And
your
by
One-Eyed
distributors,
Bettys,
too, now.
Distributors, even, what's the beer store right over here? 8 Degrees Play-Doh. 8 Degrees Play-Doh requires
Detroit.
you to have a CBS. Detroit. Well, I mean, Ferndale's still open for another month and a half.
Ferndale is closing.
Yes, that was. What? You didn't see that?
That news dropped last Saturday, so maybe that would have been in the news section, but...
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, 8 Degrees Ferndale is going to be closing their doors. They have 2 other shops. One is obviously 8 Degrees Detroit, and then they have a clothing apparel shop, I believe, that Bridget runs.
Interesting.
So running 3 different businesses all the time, and for 2 people is just not feasible.
That's tough.
I think Holiday Market is taking it over, from what I heard in the rumors.
Wow.
So they're just going to move their craft beer section? Because I know, having sold them beer...
I don't think they're going to move it. I think they're going to expand it.
Having firsthand knowledge of that, it's not Westbourne across the street, but Ferndale Foods is a really good craft beer section as well.
I don't think I've ever been in there, so I wouldn't
does
know.
a lot of beer as well. So I'm sure they'll just go right across the street to Ferndale Foods, or Westbourne Market, which is right down the street, that only does craft beer.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places.
And they have
for
the
them.
best guacamole in the world if you've ever...
I don't eat guacamole. I'm not a big fan of avocado, so sorry.
It's totally keto, by the way.
Well, it's the thing. I can do avocado and like smoothies and stuff, but I can't do guac. I can't do like avocado spread.
My blood type is guacamole.
I'm sorry. Should get that checked out. It's probably going to kill you one day.
Yeah.
Okay with that. It's healthy fat.
That's what I say about peanut butter all the time. It's okay. It's just healthy fat.
I've got a great meme I'm going to show you later.
Fair enough.
About a friend in healthy fats.
Let's crack open another beer.
What
Nick,
one? What do you?
What is she trying to pull out?
She doing?
Is this the?
I've been seeing this a lot more on the Facebook a little bit.
Something I kind of not stole, but kind of liberated. Thank you.
Liberated
from the back room. Yes. A bourbon barrel aged vanilla Java porter at Water, which kind of work at.
Oh, okay. Are you
kind
at the
kind of sort out? Can you
GPP or Detroit?
Detroit. Come on.
Thank you.
I mean, she could work at the Grand Rapids one.
So explain now. What do you do for?
Hold on, or the Houston one that never will be opening.
We'll be opening soon.
They've been saying that for years.
Houston, I thought it was like Austin.
Was it Austin? I don't know. I just went Texas town. Her name's Houston. It just kind of seemed on the nose to make the pun.
So what is it that you do for Atwater? Like you say, kind of, sorta.
Keep them alive. No. Just playing.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because there are some
all
people out
women
there
do.
that have their opinions about Atwater, but
all women do. We do everything, right? Everything. No, I'm a bartender. A beer tender.
A beer
down
tender?
there. I am.
okay.
Yeah.
And how long you been doing that now?
8 months at Atwater.
Okay. All right.
So like in bar years, that's like 5 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it's an awesome experience. It's been Detroit
So are
forever.
Are you downstairs then? You're not. You don't go upstairs because I've been upstairs and
On the patio?
on the rooftop beer
Yeah,
garden. I've never seen you up there.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Kind
you.
of where the party is.
You know, the few times I've been to Atwater in the down there, I've literally been one of like 5 people up top.
Must have not come on the day I worked then, clearly, because
You need to start going on the days she works
it's always a party on
I think you
the
need to put the call out.
rooftop patio.
Well, it's probably closed right now.
I mean, clearly, yeah.
I went there during the summer. It's not like I have a parka and we're like hotboxing it.
I mean, they don't have any anything up there. I was there right before it opened, throwing up a nice little system up there, and yeah, it looked like it hadn't been used for years. It was very, very. I mean, it's changed. This was over a year ago.
Oh, okay.
This is
Yeah,
before
this
she.
was-
This is before she came in
Yeah,
and,
this is
and
before me.
changed the
Before
whole
Totally.
place.
Houston.
Before me. Before my time.
So over at Atwater, obviously it's a full service brewery, full service beer and food
On the first floor,
on the first floor.
just beer on the second.
Just beer on the second floor.
No, sir.
oh, well, it's changed.
Absolutely.
You can order food from the bottom upstairs, right?
Absolutely. You didn't come this whole summer.
I did. They said no food on top.
Houston's giving
they
me
didn't
an
like you.
ugly look right now, man.
No, there's a sign there that says no food.
It says you can't bring outside food and like you can't go downstairs and order food and then bring it upstairs, but you
that's what I
can.
thought. Oh, yeah. I'm getting the finger waves at me. I'm getting the finger waved at me on our own podcast.
You
Absolutely.
deserve it. It is bad.
Oh,
He doesn't like dark beers. Let's just clarify
no.
that.
This is boozy.
It is.
It
It's
is.
like
Oh, yeah.
11%.
Bad and
Really?
boozy.
Almost. Maybe 10, 10.5.
Well, 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. It's good.
I can taste the vanilla. It tastes like just vanilla bourbon.
Not a big fan.
No, just I guess it's the first sip of shock. You know, you get it's the second and third sip that you really get the taste. All I got was like, bam.
Well, you were also drinking Miller Lite prior to that, so it's probably a complete shock to your system when you're trying to reset your taste buds to go from.
This is coming from the same guy who drinks Diet Vernors.
I don't have any Diet Vernors.
I know you don't have any Diet Vernors here with you on the
That's
show
my
tonight.
palate. I don't even have any Fresca.
Frost? What?
I've been drinking a lot of Fresca too. It's good. Fresca's the most underrated
Such a
beverage.
nerd.
I mean, you're still
thought I
drinking
was the
LaCroix
nerd.
soon.
No, I drink the Kroger brand seltzer water. So much better. Half
don't
the
know.
price, same beverage.
Gosh.
Same beverage.
Same
I
beverage.
don't like LaCroix at all, so I don't
I'll
want
let
the
your boy.
Kroger version
I'll let you
either.
boy.
Kroger does have an organic water that's amazing. I used to work for Kroger as well.
I think that's what I have. I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe.
Oh, back to my timeline, right?
Yes, please.
please.
So-
Sorry. Yeah.
Matt, you ruined the show.
I feel like we're driving in San Francisco. 'cause we're all
No,
over
I'm
the
going
place.
to trust me. I'm going to speed it up. So yeah,
No, you're good. You're good.
bartender, manager, all that jazz.
Houston beer rep.
Right. All that jazz.
Yep.
And then let's go to Kroger. So then I opened up the Royal Oak Marketplace in Kroger, and I was the head of their alcoholic beverage department.
That big mega Kroger right there off of Stevenson
12 and
Highway?
Stevenson? No.
Fuck yeah. I had no idea, literally, that they made Kroger's that big.
They're all turning that way.
They didn't.
OMG.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay.
And
all right.
honestly, that's where my craft beer love really took off.
That's where, that's where you coin where the adventure started for you.
It is.
Okay.
That's where that's where it took off.
Sure.
It started a long time ago with Sierra Nevada and Sam Adams, though.
Okay.
Took off when I had to fill those.
It planted the seed and the seed
those
bloomed with
yeah,
Kroger.
those the effing pick six all day, every day.
Oh, wherever, pick your own 6-pack kind of
Right.
thing. Okay. All
So
right.
I'm looking at, craft beer all day, every day. And yeah, let's do it.
So you Kroger basically started it. What was you talked about being, you were distributing, you were selling, your Sam Adams and your Sierra Nevada. What was the first craft beer when you first got to Kroger that really did it in for you? There's no going back at this point. Do you recall what that was?
I do.
Well, what was it?
I will give the credit to, drum roll please, Dragon's Milk.
Really?
New
Yeah.
Holland.
Yeah.
New Holland Dragon,
Yeah.
the regular Dragon's
Yeah,
Milk?
regular, totally.
That is such a
I'll give them I was addicted to Dragon's Milk for
that is such a boozy
Basic.
but it's such a boozy beer for any first time craft beer drinker.
It's so smooth.
It is smooth. Don't get me wrong.
Especially if you get it on
Don't get me
hand
wrong.
pull,
It's
too.
smooth, but I'm just thinking, as a for someone such as myself who really didn't start getting into the stouts and the porters until well beyond after he was able to get like Guinness and stomach that, because I couldn't stomach Guinness for the longest time.
I still can't. It's garbage.
Well, you're you, Matt. But Dragon's Milk, that one, we're talking. It's above Guinness. It's above all the other porters and all that out there, and it's Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, go big or go home.
Apparently, for I guess.
What's
so.
your favorite variant right now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So honestly,
It's like picking a favorite kid.
the last one I had, I was not a fan.
Oh,
I like the original.
you can't go wrong with the original.
Yeah, absolutely. I had
go.
the banana coconut, and literally, when I tell you, I just,
You're like, what the hell are they doing?
I didn't even drink it.
Actually, I liked it. We had that last week.
We had it last week on the
didn't
show.
mind
That was
it.
the first time we had it on the show. It wasn't bad. You could definitely taste the coconut. I don't know about the banana part though.
I think the banana like soured out the coconut.
Possibly.
Because it was just kind of like bohemian, if you will. Like two tropical fruits kind of.
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I preferred the coconut rum version over the banana coconut for sure. But that coconut rum is so good from
Yes.
the Dragon's
Well,
Milk.
so Dragon's Milk's such a boozy beer. Are you a booze fan? Are you a
So,
bourbon drinker at all?
I do, yes. I do.
Sounded like she was
I
assaulted
do.
by that question.
do love a good
damn it, Matthew.
shot of Woodford. But I feel like as a female, we drink for different. We think about things differently when we drink.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to chug 6 beers,
Sure.
right? So I need like one beer that has all the flavor, all the alcohol that I need, and all the calories. Because I can't. I'm
Question,
not. I'm
though.
not drinking like fucking 5 and 6 beers.
I guess this is a male or female question. If you felt it more socially acceptable to drink 6 beers, would you?
No.
Or would you? Do you prefer to drink the one?
1 or 2, absolutely. I don't want to feel bloated. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom 8 times. Like, I don't.
Right.
I don't want all those calories. I'm like, even if some things are mental in life, right? So, like, even if you have like something imperial and it has the same amount of calories as like 3 light beers, in my mind, I'm drinking more calories when I drink 3 beers. So,
But don't. What about the getting warm factor or the just holding it constantly factor? Nothing. Because I know people
No.
who say I only drink 12-ounce cans, not 16 ounces, because by the time I get to the 16th ounce, it's warm. I call those people losers.
Well, it depends on what kind of person is drinking. I think that's what Angela used to talk about on our show prior to her leaving, is the fact that
I miss you, Angela.
you saw a lot of people wanting small because they don't want the bombers. They don't want these
absolutely.
big
I need
beers.
like
They
an
want-
8-ounce can. I need like a mini beer. Like, I don't want to drink a
called
whole
ponies.
beer, bro, sometimes.
And you don't want to have to wait until you can share it before you can.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to waste a beer. I'm not going
Right.
to waste half of it.
Yeah, that's my problem is that if I open up a beer, I'm finishing it. I can't. It's so hard for me to pour a beer out.
If it's terrible, it's easy for me.
I think there's only 1 or 2 beers in this world that I've ever poured out like that were just undrinkable.
I just won't like film myself pouring it out.
There was one that just had so much diacetyl that I just couldn't do it. But here we are. We're the podcast that drank the infected Bourbon County.
We also drank
coffee.
Milwaukee's Best and hot fries. So
Well, no, you did.
You did.
Well, yeah, we are
You
a
did
collective
that.
at this point. No, we did. We thought of that. Somebody thought of that.
What's that?
Milwaukee's Best with hot fries.
I guess. I mean,
thought of that.
I just picked up 2 different flavors. We did have. It just
Or the
seemed like a
prunes and
match.
the
prunes and the all day.
All-day
IPA.
IPA. That was
actually
but
really good.
the
Houston's got this.
what
ugly
what we
look
did
again.
before,
Like,
which
that
was
sounds
the,
horrible.
the vanilla chocolate nuts from Cars with
Yes.
the coconut. What's that Griffin Claw one you hate?
The You Figure It Out?
Yeah, that you figure it out.
That was really good.
because it was
No?
adding.
It's a coconut. It's a Tahitian vanilla coconut porter.
A little artificial.
Ooh.
I believe there is a case to be made in regards to the fact of adding artificial flavoring and not natural flavoring, but there comes a point in time, like in my eyes even, that if they were to use all natural flavoring, I wouldn't pay the price point.
So you draw the line. So you're going to draw the line at some point.
Oh, at some there's always a price that's just too much. Like,
Sure.
no matter what your beer is, even if you love it, there's a price where you might be like, all right, I'm not going to spend that much money.
So
on
it's
that.
kind of going back to some of our previous conversations on this show about the chase of beer and the rare releases. We're coming up to Black Friday. We all know what comes at Black Friday.
What comes with Black Friday?
Odd Side has, I think, a release, right?
Every Friday's Black Friday for me.
Do you want to take
saying.
that one, Matt?
Matt,
Just
you wanna say
saying.
something? You wanna say something, Matt?
No, okay.
That's great.
We need Rob here. Need to be like, that's racist.
Yeah, we
just
didn't
to
say
add
where it is.
that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
I mean, we got what? Bourbon County coming up pretty soon.
We got Bourbon County coming out.
We just had Flying Buffalo, which is probably my Bourbon County release.
You got any yet?
No, I need to get out there.
I know where to get some.
Oh yeah, where?
We'll talk after the show.
You know who is going to carry it? Zatuna Liquor over in Rochester Hills.
Yes.
Jack will have a beautiful bottle. You know what sucks, though, is I was seeing the On This Day stuff on Facebook, and I was noticing, because we got to try all of them before they got released last year. Because we had
all the bourbon
Nick,
the bourbon count.
we had Nick on from Nick Drinks and the Herd podcast.
Yep.
And he had actually interviewed all of the, the head brewer over at Goose Island.
Tell me it was a good time.
So he brought us those.
Ooh,
So
yeah,
that's where we were able to get the Knob Creek last year, which was a really good variant of what you got over there.
I'll have you say this. This is yours.
So it's officially today is like I'm starting officially the holidays. So I literally
Because it
opened
snowed,
my
or just because?
yeah, and it's the Friday before Thanksgiving. So I opened my 12 days of Christmas. Boom, Rochester Mills.
Yep.
And so this is the turtle.
The Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
This is the
do
Ninja
it.
Turtle milkshake stout.
So who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? There is a right answer to this.
All of them.
Donatello.
Raphael, man.
Raphael.
Raphael.
Nobody liked
The
Raphael.
Shredder. I don't.
You're the one.
Sorry.
You're the one that rooted
Splinter.
for Darth Vader.
I
didn't
am.
you?
I am.
No, Donatello.
You're,
You know why? Because if you played the original Ninja Turtles video game for the Nintendo, he had the best weapon. He had
A
the longest
stick? He had a stick.
Yeah, he had the longest
stick.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
hey,
had
a stick.
the longest
Hey.
reach.
He had a
Don't-
stick.
Hey, oh.
Dude, you go and
He had a stick.
What- You know what? Talk to me after the show.
And you know what?
Talk to me.
Raphael had the closest one. He had the size.
Yeah,
2 hands.
Yeah, and no one used him.
I did.
Nobody
Every time.
No one likes Raphael in the
Nope.
first Ninja Turtles game.
Nobody likes Raphael. Period.
Raphael's my guy.
Not even the other 3 Ninja Turtles. Like
Oh, that's
Raphael.
Michelangelo. Nobody likes Michelangelo.
Everyone loves Mikey. Every kid
that's good.
in the 90s wanted to be Mikey.
Really
no,
good.
I
because
wanted
he
to
had
be
the
Raphael.
nunchucks.
I wanted to be Raphael.
Anyway, so we got the Ninja Turtle milkshake stout. I had this for the very first time at the Foaling Warehouse over there in Hamtramck before a
I'm
city.
gonna throw a hard meh on this.
Really?
And I'm right there with you.
It's got a lot of chocolate. That's all I kind of get.
I'm gonna throw a hard meh.
A hard? Really?
Briggerman, for everything you made with the Woodward Bold, you get you're gonna get a C on this one.
So you thought the Woodward Bold was better than the?
I think the Woodward Bold might be one of the better dark beers. I've
the
ever had.
Woodward Bold
Ditto.
is honestly like it's like up there the best. This would be like my close second.
I don't know if you got it. Just seems too rich for me. Too
Okay.
chocolately, too rich. Not.
Okay.
Oh well, again, I don't like sweet, so obviously,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
seems-
gonna
yeah,
be-
so-
This seems too tobacco-y for me.
really, you're getting tobacco on this.
Better talk to Brigman.
No, I'm just
Well,
getting that like
tobacco's a flavor you're gonna get. in
dry,
beer, but it's
malty
not-
meh.
Houston, what do you think?
I almost feel like there's a. I'm sorry.
She was giving more facial expressions. I mean, we are on.
It is a little
we gotta get
smoky.
the facial expression here.
No, it's a little smoky.
Okay.
It's a little smoky, and it's a little like, yeah, meh.
Yeah.
If you put dip and a Hershey Kiss in water and let it sit for 48 hours, this is what you would get.
Yeah, it's very non-descriptive.
It's underwhelming. It's what it is.
Absolutely.
So you've dug into the 12 days of milkshake stout.
I'm starting with you. I'm starting here.
So you're
This is number
starting
one.
with us.
We're day one.
Shoot. Man, we're day
Hey,
one.
you're special.
We're down since day
thank
one.
You.
Ish.
You're awesome. I love her already, man. Can we have her like back on again?
We do need a new female. We need a new female.
Yeah, we
perspective.
do. We do. We need someone to like mellow out all the testosterone.
Everywhere
in the
does.
office.
Everywhere needs a female perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had Angela on the show for a little over a year.
Yeah?
a little over a year, and she was definitely.
I mean, she just kept
the yin to
showing
the
up, but I
yang
couldn't-
on the
I didn't have
show.
the
She
heart to tell
basically
her
kept
no.
all of us in check for the most part.
Just kidding.
So but
She'll
that-
listen to this in a few days and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I know.
No, she won't.
Yeah, she will. She still listens to the show.
She's
Angela?
awesome.
You
Or she just
listen,
lies
listen
to
to her a
me.
couple times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, all right.
I've done my homework.
You done your. Make sure that we're not total weirdos, right?
Oh, you're
the
still total weirdo.
Oh yeah, well, me.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself. Yes, I mean, I'm probably the weirdest one on the show.
She is a Raphael of the show.
Ooh.
Well, you like Raphael, so.
Yeah, she's. I'm clearly the Michelangelo. You're the Leonardo, and that makes you Donatello. There we go.
So how come I got to be the dork?
I mean,
Have you
Donatello
been
is the smart one.
Have you been minus a mirror for how long?
What's that?
Have you not seen yourself in a mirror for how long?
Shut up.
No, Nick's more like Kino.
Who's
The martial artist kid?
Yeah.
no? That's Casey Jones.
The pizza delivery
No,
kid?
you're thinking. That's two different people.
Oh.
There's Kino and then there's Casey Jones. So Kino is the. I'm trying to think of the. He's the guy that beat up the Rock in Walking Tall, or whatever the one is. It's a
Walking Tall is where he like starts a casino and the blonde haired little towhead kicks his ass.
I'll figure it out. But we are going to take a quick break. We're about 40 minutes in. We will be right back. Better on Draft podcast. Better on Draft 154. It's so again. This is the third or fourth time we've been in studio, or this studio, I should say.
Yeah, this studio.
It's so weird not to be able to control it. Like I just can't mute Matt when I want to.
Yeah, you can't just push the button next to his microphone.
It's true, but he can push it back, and that's
Well, then
that's,
just
I
be
can
like,
push it real
just
good.
be like a mother hitting like a child's hand, like no touch, things like something like that.
So we are we grabbed another beer. I brought some bourbon barrel aged Expedition.
Booyah!
All right, fine. If you're gonna make me do this, let's do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's gonna make you do it, especially since he got it.
Nick's got his neat little bottle opener over there.
The most awesome bridesmaid, groomsman gift that I gave all of you. Well, at least you, and that's
Me.
Yeah,
That was your only
Got one
groomsman.
myself.
Well, I mean, if you're going to spend that much money on everybody else,
Oh,
you might as
yeah.
well. You can move that Coleman bag down so you can put the.
Yeah, I'm about to. Matt, that one will probably be yours.
No,
Since
me and Ken will split this
oh,
one.
you and Ken will split that one. And me and Houston are gonna get the majority.
The rest,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, but
Trust, Matt. Jesus, I don't know how many times we have to tell you.
I feel nimbly bimbly. Oh, I can smell this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be boozy. I'm
I
letting
haven't had this yet.
this year I
Oh,
have.
no, I don't think I've had this. Period.
Well, I mean that's what Untapped is for, to know what to drink.
Can I like cut this with something?
I mean, you
No,
got
we don't have any diet burners, Matthew.
Can I put some ketchup in this?
It's Friday. It's Friday.
I know, but I don't want to like die
You
day.
got to get down on Friday. Everybody's working towards the weekend.
Friday. Okay.
See, that's where I would mute you.
Yeah, I know.
The joke
you
was
even think of-
fine. The joke was fine.
Matthew, don't you
I
touch.
unmuted you.
So, as always with segment, what do you guys think of the beer before we get to the news?
Oh, jeez.
It's amazing. Very well balanced.
I definitely smell the booze.
I smell the booze from the.
But it doesn't hit you up front. It doesn't. doesn't.
Excuse me.
I'm just
I
saying.
agree.
I'm just
I-
thank you.
I agree. No, this-
I've got
doesn't hit
no
you.
booze at all. You
It's-
don't even have a booze face on you, so don't even
No,
lie about
yeah.
it.
I smell the booze and then you taste nothing and
That's,
then
that's weird how they were able to do that. The smell, it'll knock you out, but
Yeah,
taste.
that's awesome.
It's
I was gonna say what's nice is it kind of warmed up in that cooler over there,
Yep.
so it
Yeah.
didn't because I pulled it right from the
the shelf?
open cooler. It wasn't from the shelf; it was the open cooler.
Open cooler?
That big bottle in there was from the shelf, so it's probably not going. up.
what it is.
Did you break my my cooler, or did you
No.
just drop a bottle cap?
was a bottle cap.
Okay, good, because I can't hear you in the microphone. But thank you.
I know what the big bottle is.
Yeah, it's some CBS. I don't think we're gonna get to it today.
we should have gotten a lambic from Becker.
We might get to it.
We should have. We did stop at Brewery Becker over in
Shout
was
out to
it
Jeff.
Howell,
Brighton.
Brighton. Excuse me. Wow, that was our first time there. Their
Beaut-
system is legit.
It's the most beautiful brewery I've ever been to. like aesthetically beautiful. I've never had a Kolsch as good as there outside of Cologne, Germany, where I've had a lot of Kolsch. And their lambic is amazing. It's funky, it's sour, it's tart, it's cranberry cherry-ish. It's run, go get there. You're even allowed to scare the waitresses into dropping their glasses of water on the floor without them yelling at you.
Yeah, you definitely made an impression on people there.
Yes. Well, I was telling a story, and the waitress walked behind me while I was in mid, raising my hands, and she went this way, and then the glasses.
So
luckily, it was just water.
Yeah, it was. Well, there was one beer in there.
I
Three
picked
waters,
up,
one beer.
I
so.
picked up all of the glass with my fingers because I'm good. I've got nimble fingers like that because I used to be a barback, and I know how to do that. So
I mean, there are worse things you could do, like break a glass in an ice chest.
yes, blue carousel is
Yeah.
the key to that, by the way.
So we do have the news, and let's kind of go over because there's a fun one in regards to what the biggest selling beers are across the world. So obviously, someone is this a question?
No, these are questions.
All right, so we'll try to see where we can go because obviously I have all the answers, so we might as well go through this now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
So they announced the top beers sold across the entire world, and obviously, let's try to go through. We'll kind of go through a circle. So we'll hold off on Matt. We'll start with Nick. In regards to barrelage, what do you think is the top selling beer in the world?
Top selling beer
In the world. Let's try to get some of the top five.
All right, we'll start with something simple. Bud Light.
Bud Light is number 4.
Number 4.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Houston, you got a guess?
In the world?
In the world.
I don't even go to the west side. I don't know. Just joking.
I mean, you were a bartender.
I know. In the world?
In the world.
Okay. I could definitely do in the U.S., but in the world?
So this
US
has
is good, too.
This has another beer in the U.S. from the U.S. I should say, and then it has 3 foreign beers. One's very obvious.
So I'm gonna go Heineken. I'm sorry.
It is not Heineken.
Really?
It's not Heineken. Matt, you want to throw one in there?
Number 1
Yep.
is Snow.
Number 1 is Snow. Do you know who owns Snow?
Somebody in China.
And
Someone in
It's not milking it, is it?
it is not Milking It Productions. No. I did run into
Atwater.
I did run into a former Axel Brewery employee today over on the west side over in Grand Rapids.
Did you?
Yeah, he had a Axel hoodie on. I'm like, oh, you're a little far away from home, aren't you? So Snow is owned by a company in China and Sab Miller.
Oh. Interesting.
So number 2, the king of beers,
Budweiser.
Number 4 was Bud Light. Number 3, Tsingtao.
Really?
Actually, not bad. Very dry.
I don't think I've had Tsingtao, but
It's
it's like that one surprises me.
In regards
In America, it's
to
a Pabst product.
your
Michigan
two
it is.
choices, I'm more of a fan of Sapporo over Tsingtao.
Okay.
I don't like Tsingtao because when I was a beer rep, it was part of our portfolio, and the Tsingtao rep sold it into an account, and the account said, take it home. And I'm like, it's like $50 a case, so no thank you. And we got into a fight, and I was almost not allowed back into that account.
Wow.
So
We talked about
Sounds personal.
yeah, well, there have been some issues.
and to round out the top 5 out of AB InBev. So AB InBev,
Light.
it is not light.
Miller Light?
Nope.
Coors.
Skol.
What? What is it?
Skol. SKOL.
Skol!
Out of Brazil.
I need to get out more.
I never even
Skol's
heard
a-
of that.
Skol's an
Okay,
Icelandic
great.
beer.
Yeah,
though.
no, you're not the only one in,
Okay, great.
in here that's heard of it.
But also, Heineken, Corona, Coors Light, Miller Light were on that list.
Yes, I only
And
had the
the-
top 5 from what Rob gave me.
Oh,
That's-
well.
so the Bud Light. I could see that. I'm surprised Heineken isn't.
No, Heineken's there though.
So out of
Talk about
those-
top 5.
Yeah, so you have Skol, which is an AB InBev product.
Okay.
You have Bud Light, which is AB InBev.
Yeah.
You have Snow, which is Sab Miller, and then Tsingtao, which is its own
It's its own thing.
entity. It's
So
not owned
6
by
is
any
fine.
other.
So probably out of all that, Tsingtao is probably the more impressive of those 5 because of the fact that it's its own brand. It's not owned by the 2 mega conglomerates.
It's really big in Singapore.
Yep.
right.
Number
I'm sure it's got a little bit of a following here in the States, but
So Matt's got the
Number
roundup.
6
of
is
the
Heineken.
Heineken. So there you go.
Oh,
there you go.
okay.
You were just
All right.
outside.
7 is Harbin,
Harbin,
whatever that means.
Harbin.
Yep. Number 8 is Yinjiang.
No.
9 Corona, 10 Coors Light.
So 9 and
Coors
10,
Light is the second best-selling beer in the United States.
So Harbin is a Chinese beer. And what was the other one you said?
Yinjiang reported nearly 9% growth in revenue year over year, reaching $850 million in 2018. The brand will likely hold its place on the list for years to come.
and this is American dollars.
Yeah. So in regards to
World dollars, actually.
yeah, these are all world dollars.
World dollars.
So these are obviously big Asian breweries. So Tsingtao, Yizhang, and
Harbin.
I mean, I've heard of Tsingtao, but not the other 2. That's
But again, they're probably
Yeah,
when you have a country as big as China,
Thank you. Thank you.
you really don't need to sell outside of
But you
China,
all- but also
or
with-
even Asia Pacific.
China, you have
I get that.
expats. You know, China is is big in Singapore, in Australia, in Malaysia, in Japan, in all of those other
Oceania.
Oceania, in those Pacific Rim countries, which builds your export
See, I'm an
availability.
engineer, I'm not a geographer.
Yes.
Do you think so? We named the top 10. Do you think there are any beers, breweries, or brands that could ever crack that top 10? Say
ever?
in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, do you think any brand, like maybe
Well, I guess
well-
the question is really, could any American brand? Because we don't know what Chinese startup.
Isn't what Sam Adams, Boston Beer?
no, they're not even close.
No,
Well, I guess, but that's the only brewery that we know that's big enough
that could really do it.
Well,
San Miguel, maybe.
you're saying San Miguel. You're saying Sam Adams. What about just Miller Lite?
Well, if it's losing to Coors Light, so
That's true, but I'm saying, are there any other? What breweries do you think?
I'm actually
or
shocked that
brands do-
Budweiser is in the list and Miller Lite.
I'm
isn't.
not shocked.
No, a lot of foreigners like Budweiser.
I'm not shocked.
What
Where's PBR on that
What
list?
probably shocks
in the garbage tank.
What shocks
No,
me
we're
is
not
to
talking
not
about
being-
that. No, that when I saw, I'm sure we'll talk about that article later on.
Yeah,
But when I saw that made me really sad. By the way, but isn't
Bye-bye,
PBR really big in the Far
Well,
East?
When you
So-
wear flannel like you, yeah.
So in regards to
What the hell's wrong
PBR,
with my flannel?
again, we're
Nothing.
talking
Nothing.
we're talking
Thank you.
barrelage as opposed to sales, which is a fair point in regards to PBR because PBR obviously sells more barrels because it's a cheaper endpoint versus these other Miller Lite, Bud Light,
You know, I
Coors
think
Light.
that's a point. I think Busch Light could make it.
Busch Light?
I think
So-
Busch Light would make it before Miller Lite would
Okay,
because of the price point.
Why don't we ask Houston? What do you-
Vanilla Java Porter is that
No.
Dirty Blonde then obviously.
Dirty Blonde.
Only one can wish.
I will say, I do think that more effort needs to be made to get the female dollar. We honestly, we buy a lot of beer. Like we buy beer for our husbands, right?
I was gonna say,
so
for the husband.
But if I'm there buying beer for my husband, if I'm in the aisle and I have something that appeals to me, I'll buy for me too.
Right.
Can I ask you a question? How have you tried any of these sparkling waters? The White Claws, the Trulies,
I have.
and what are your thoughts on those? Are those overly patronizing, do you think?
I appreciate them because, again, definitely calorie conscious. So I do appreciate them for that, but it's not the same thing as drinking a beer.
Right.
It's not the same thing. It's like, it's not.
Are you part of any of the, especially in Michigan, the female-based groups like Fermenta or Detroit Draft Divas?
I was a part of Fermenta. My subscription ran out.
Oh,
However, I'm a hermit. I'm a Cancer. I'm a hermit. So I don't get out the house as much as I should. So I don't.
is that why I don't go out of the house too much? 'Cause
you a
I'm
Cancer?
I'm a Cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in your shell.
You guys got something.
I'm a
in common
Pisces.
here.
What does that mean about me?
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah,
What about
you didn't even know it was
what about Virgo?
Actually, you're pretty well balanced, right?
Am?
So do you think
crazy.
maybe if you own your own brewery, you could have a cycle of beer that's seasonal based on the astrological signs?
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Mute
Coming
everybody,
soon.
Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if there would be a huge niche that would. I think people would like it, kind of like the 12 days of milkshake style,
Yeah.
and we're going, oh, okay, this is the seasonal. This is how it goes.
Absolutely, because everybody drinks for different reasons.
Why do you
At
drink?
different. Oh,
Wow. How much time do we have?
because I hate men.
Oh no!
Sorry, no.
I mean, it's fair.
I guess it's
We're a terrible species. I
We're
understand.
the worst.
I mean, have you met
we can be
Matt?
pretty cool sometimes.
Just
I'll
saying.
embrace it.
I'm just saying. No, so, but like you're saying, we females do drink for a different reason, and we do need a whole experience. It's not just about the beer,
Not just getting drunk.
right?
So if there was a beer that you would open up with, like, pop and it would smell like lavender.
No, not necessarily. No, see, again, this is the problem. You think we want beer that smells like flowers? No, just because we're female, we know.
There's too many men. I think it's a male-driven business.
Absolutely.
So they can't make decisions for women.
Absolutely. This is
But
why. This is why I'm at Schoolcraft College right now.
Send her to AB and Bev tomorrow. Send her to Columbus, Ohio. Get her on a plane.
Nice.
Well, I think that's something that we're seeing a turn, especially since we started the show. We're definitely seeing a turn in regards to what we would, not necessarily demographic, but what we would say is patronizing drinks towards females because of drinks that are geared towards females. And I use that. I shouldn't even use air quotes. That's their marketing and their motto is to make these drinks
what they do.
that are fruity, that are ciders,
Less
these-
caloric.
less. I mean, not even necessarily less caloric, because obviously that's what Miller. You used to work in business. You used to sell Miller Lite because it was the least carbs.
Well, no, I was just smart enough to put the two together.
Fair, but that's how.
But that's what, like, White Claw and Zima and Truly do, is they try to be basic, fruit, sugarless, carbless, enough to get you a buzz. Because the issue
But
is,
those are FMBs though. Those aren't beers.
but the issue is, out of all alcoholic beverages, beer is the only category that's declining. Wine is growing and liquor is growing. But no, true story.
Beer is declining, but craft beer is growing.
Thank you.
However, yeah, but if you had a pie chart about how much I like bars and a bar chart of how much I like pies, it would tell you that.
I'm growling at you right now.
So,
It's such a terrible How I Met Your Mother reference.
so if there's a pie chart of beer, wine, spirits, beer over the last X amount of years has gotten smaller, while wine and especially spirits have gotten bigger. So what beer is trying to do is try to make FMBs or malt beverages that are more like liquor or ready to drink beverages, like your sparklings that are like gin and tonics, like your Mike's Long Island iced teas, where it's basically the spirit but in a can. It is sold by a beer distributor.
Well, we
But-
had Stroh's, which was at the Fall Beer Festival, and they had Set Phasers to Love, which was their gin barrel aged or their gin and tonic beer. And I think there's a change in regards to increasing flavor profiles, because obviously you have Shorts and Odd Side, which kind of just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks and continue
Literally.
to make those
Literally.
beers. But again, what's that?
Love you, Angela.
Oh, Shorts.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. I don't think she has any decision on regards to what gets made and what doesn't get made.
I agree.
Because we also had from Shorts Pauline, who is also part of Fermenta. And, these beers that are getting made, like, I think it's becoming less, in my opinion, less patronizing towards women, because they're not like, oh, if you want a beer or to, you talk about buying beer with your husband, have a cherry white or cherry wheat. There we go.
So yes, I don't buy for any man. No.
She's a single. She's establishing her singlehood.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But again, we need to be part of the decision making process. Like, it can't be like a room full of men saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a beer for women." Like, no, that's not gonna work, bro. I'm sorry.
Right.
There needs to be
That's what
some women
Hams is
in
for.
that group that
Hams, the land of the sky blue waters. It's so good.
What? I literally like
You ever had hams?
I literally ended a date because he ordered a hams.
Whoa.
And date's over. Date is over, bro. What? Wow. Date's over. Date's over.
Hold on. Have you guys ever ended a date based on what they ordered?
I don't get enough dates to say yes.
I'm actually in the same category as Matthew, and that was even before I got married.
So obviously, as well, I've been single the longest lately.
Of like, yeah. Well, actually, I thought a date was going poorly because I was heckled by the girl who I was out with because I was getting yellow beers and she was getting brown beers or darker beers.
Ooh,
Is she still
really?
single? Is she, what's
I'm just gonna. The date went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
fair? Woo, woo, woo.
So let's go back to this about this.
Yeah. So how do you
No.
how do you hate on a man who gets budget beer?
Absolutely. At Old Miami. Straight up. Like,
Yep.
I'm
That's the place to get shitty beer.
That's the place. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the
I'm
place.
ordering a Bombay Sapphire, and you're ordering a ham.
Because
I'm
he's
sorry.
because
Date
you ordered
over.
Bombay, so he has to throw a couple extra bucks at your drink. So he's got to cut a couple out of his.
Date over.
Oh no, I think
Really?
I
Absolutely.
I think you dropped the ball. I'm gonna throw the yellow flag at you. That's 10
For
yards.
hams? For what? What's what? 97 cents beer?
How much? You could have got a beef eater. You could have got a beef eater gin and tonic.
Nah, I would have gone with the bamboo.
I feel like she's like, I can feel her offendedness.
97 cents.
First of all,
That beer's not even $1.
it's actually it was like
Less
cost
than
of 13
that in
cents.
in
I was gonna
Vegas.
say, like,
So he's already
if
spending
that.
like 6 times cost, and it's across the board. I'm gonna say, if you went to a hipster bar and you had a boy who bought a hipster beer, I don't think you can cut the date short, or at least knock him out for going full hipster.
Okay,
You're the
maybe.
I'm gonna say that you violated the hipster treaty by going bougie booze on the
Got you.
at a hipster bar.
Okay, maybe I over-exaggerated.
I think you need to call him and apologize.
Oh, no, not gonna happen.
All right, let's not go that far.
All right, this is love case.
This probably happened like a year ago. Hey, remember when you ordered hams and I stopped talking to you?
Here's a 30 pack, and come on over. Let's get some pizza.
Pizza.
I don't know.
No,
You have a
no.
different way of apologizing to people.
Yes, I do.
Apparently.
No, step your game up.
I'm about action and not reaction, and about like action and not words. I'm just like that.
Just saying, at least get a Jim Beam bourbon barrel aged Budweiser.
But
So what's that Budweiser Amber that they came out with?
Bud Red?
But no, it wasn't Bud Red.
No, it was,
Yeah,
the
Bud
one with Jim
Jim.
Beam.
No, not Jim. There's
No, it wasn't. No, I'm not even joking. I
yeah.
thought I saw something with Jim Beam.
No, for real, it is. It is a Jim Beam.
Budweiser Jim Beam.
Yeah,
variant.
absolutely. At least get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Budweiser and Jim Beam
hear
barrels.
At Myers. I'm sorry, I don't work there. At Myers.
I'll pull it up here on the.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing it up right. Oh yeah, the Copper Legacy. That's exactly the beer that I was talking
Oh
about.
well,
the
then
Copper
there you
Legacy.
go. There you go.
So
At least get that. At least get that. At least get that.
I mean, I think that would be.
Hey, here's the
interesting
deal.
To try.
When I
It's
went to
not
college-
your normal
Hey.
Budweiser at that point.
Thank you.
When I went to college,
So you're saying that if that person, I know we're getting.
If he would
totally
have
off topic
ordered
here.
the Jim Beam Budweiser, we would have still been dating now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
so you're saying
So
it's
you,
cute.
so you want someone that's more adventurous, is what you're saying.
A little bit better
No,
than
you want
hams.
some. You want someone bougie. She just said, "Let's not go to Old Miami. Let's go to Grey Ghost."
Where the
We
hell
don't,
is
we
that?
don't have to go that far.
Detroit.
We don't have to go
It's like
that
two.
far.
It's like two streets
Oh,
over.
what about Honest John's?
well, it's the same thing as Old Miami minus
Yeah,
the
yeah,
concert.
yeah, no.
That is
no,
pretty
no.
hipster. It is pretty hipster.
That's where you get 40s of Milwaukee's best with shot glasses and you share it with friends.
Well, actually, in
40s
Grey,
of old Milwaukee.
Grey Ghost, they do 40s. Actually, second best
College
across
is
the street.
calling.
They do 40s of High Life for $20 with champagne flutes.
Yeah, I saw that.
I wanted to punch somebody people in the face.
Did you guys see the champagne bottles of High Life?
You're lucky you didn't get those tonight.
I might have to get them on the way home.
No.
$2.99. It's not bad. At the liquor book, your buddy.
liquor book on the way home. No.
No.
No,
But
I can't
you
disappoint
went
my new
to
friend here.
you went to a hipster club, so I'm going to throw the flag on you on this one. Like there are penalties on both teams, but the penalty that does not offset is I went to a hipster club, got a non-hipster drink, and got mad at the guy who bought a hipster drink. So we're gonna put a poll on this.
So then maybe I should be mad at him for taking me to a hipster bar.
And yes.
Oh yes.
Did you meet there, or did he pick you up and take you there? Because typically when I try to go on a date, I say, hey, we're going to go here. And she says, okay, cool. Then I consider that, I don't want to say consent.
That she's cool with it.
Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
But you could have said, hey, I don't like old Miami. Let's find another place to go. And then when your Sapphire would have worked, and he would have upped his game to maybe a Sam Adams Boston Light. I'm just saying.
They have plenty of other selections. Don't blame me.
Maybe, do you remember there's a Dave Chappelle episode. And it's in Half Baked, where like she says, let's go to hey, let's go on a date, let's go for a walk. And she says, let's get an ice cream cone. And he's like, I'll just get a water and they're like doing the debits and credits on. No,
I get it. You're blaming it on me. That's fine.
No. Maybe he was just on a budget.
Well, he's paying for this Bombay Sapphire.
That's
for
why
sure.
he got a Hams. Because if he would have got something more reasonable, he would have got it.
Anyway.
Well, at that point, then you shouldn't be going out to Old Miami or something
Yeah.
like that. You should be going out to Augie's or something. Where they
Maybe
don't
he
have
thought she
Bombay.
would have got a Hams too, and they could have been like 97 cents out of control.
So let's get one more. news
Sorry.
article.
Damn it, Matthew.
I'm just saying.
It's not it's a fun conversation. Definitely good for audio platform for sure. We'll make sure to put Matt's photo on there. Beware of this man.
Hashtag hipster 97% beers or hashtag bougie sapphire gins.
So I don't know if Rob did this on purpose, but when Rob posts, I don't know if you guys have ever seen his little the Better on Draft Prep page that we have here,
All the
but he
time.
always makes little comments, like little quotations that you see on the back of like the local news channel.
Yep.
So like there's ones in here. One's called "Hey, hey, 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 drink weed every day." Like that's the kind of stuff that he puts in here, and that's all I see, and I just can't help but look at it because he always puts these terrible good
Is
puns.
it more of in your head? Is it a Fat Albert or Nate Dogg who says that?
Nate Dogg?
It's Nate Dogg.
I think I just have a deeper voice.
Well,
when
but with the hey is Fat Albert.
Yeah.
So which voice takes over it in your head?
So
Or is it like Michael Jackson?
No, it's Nate Dogg. Let's get that straight. It's Nate Dogg. Continue.
It's getting a little loud here, Ryan. He has one article that says Steve and Megan Long, a Texas couple, thought it was a good idea to come up with something special. Most people love the idea of taking their dogs with them to have a beer. Do you guys see a lot of dogs at breweries?
Yeah.
Annoyingly.
Lately, yes.
I see Sellerman's always has, obviously, their dogs over at the brewery. Most
Brooks.
people love the idea, but you know what? Why can't my dog have a beer?
Like a doggy beer?
Yeah, so the Longs came up with a beer specifically for dogs called Good Boy Dog Beer. Now, beer for dogs is not anything new. It's an addition to the canine beverages. It is alcohol-free, as they should be, and no one should ever give alcohol to their dogs. Dan.
I don't have dogs, so
I actually had a roommate in college that did that.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I know.
Of course you did.
I know.
You hung out with a bunch of drunk engineers.
Aspiring engineers.
Aspiring engineers.
They didn't graduate. They weren't graduated at the time.
So they have 3 dog beers. They have a vegetarian-based Session Squirrel, a chicken-based Mailman Malt Liquor,
Mailman malt.
L-I-C-K-E-R Malt Liquor,
That's funny.
and a pork brewed IPA Lot in the Yard.
Pork?
The doggy brews can be found in various bars, so they're actually distributing these beers in Texas, Florida, and North Carolina.
Really?
So we've had a conversation on here in regards to a South Lyon brewery that had dogs on the patio and got in trouble for it in regards
right.
to health codes. Do you guys, is there enough traffic for, do you have a dog, Houston?
I
we all
do
dog
have a dog. I love dogs more than humans. So I'm so for dog beer. Absolutely. All
Okay.
for it.
So
Because
would
can
you-
you imagine drinking water every day of your entire life?
No.
they eat kibble too. So
But drinking like
water.
water every day for
That's
your
all they
entire
know.
life. So boring.
Would you, so you two are the dog owners, so
Yeah.
would you make a decision knowing full well that your dog will have its own flavored drink? Would you go to that bar in lieu of other bars or instead of
Absolutely.
other bars? And
Absolutely.
be like, hey, I can bring my dog here. I can do
Yeah.
other things.
I Yeah, I'll let Houston start this one off.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
absolutely.
said absolutely.
All right.
That's your turn.
I would say yes. My wife is starting to take our dog to work more frequently, and as we start seeing more places being more dog friendly to dog owners, allowing to bring dogs to work and restaurants and things like that. Yeah, there might be some laws in there that might allow that, but
There is laws in there.
but that's within good reason. But even if you're don't have like a service animal or anything like that, they're becoming more dog friendly. I think it just makes an experience a little bit better, bringing the family dog along for the ride as well. Ken, you've met Boomer.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he is an asshole. He is an asshole.
Oh, he like my dog was just an asshole, and they're assholes together.
Yeah, but Boomer.
Is this something that they smell like you are what you eat?
No,
or
they're just
No,
just pain
they're tiny dogs, so therefore they suffer from
but
the
Boomer,
complex of tiny dogs.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just feels nice to be able to bring them places.
But that's the thing is that you would make a decision knowing, hey, where do you want to go? Well, we can bring Boomer here, and you would probably make the decision to go there before going
right.
anywhere
And I
else.
think a part of it has something to do with Tara, my wife, and I. We both we're doing the 7:30 to 4, or the 9 to 5, whatever, and we're leaving Boomer at home all day by himself,
Right.
And it gets really annoying to have to pick up because what he likes to do is take all the blankets off the couch and spread them throughout the entire living room and the
Absolutely,
kitchen.
of course.
And he likes to take his little doggy bed and move it to the.
Of course.
But
Why don't you just leave it there and he won't move it back?
well, I don't know, because then he'll start grabbing other things too. He has a system that he just does every time we're gone, and
A dog is a child.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, he's a little over 2 years old,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
he's basically a child.
Yeah, totally.
So
He's 14.
yeah, I know he's 14. Thank you.
Yeah, he can drink dog
But
beer in a year.
yeah, right. But I back to the topic. We're seeing more places that are more dog friendly, and as more and more start popping up, I think that's just going to leverage potential beer drinkers to go to a place to where doggy owners can bring their dogs.
Before we take a break, here's the follow-up question to this, because obviously I think this will spark a lot of conversation.
Yes, I'm sure it
post
is.
our show.
I have a feeling I might know what it is.
I don't think you do.
No is the answer.
The answer, possibly.
Try it.
Would you rather have a brewery be dog-friendly or
Dog friendly.
kid-friendly?
100% dog friendly.
100% dog friendly. Why? Because I think no. You want me to start? Dogs are a hell of a lot more enjoyable than kids.
They don't make the noise.
They don't make the noise.
They poop
Me
and pee everywhere.
and Tara, we went to
Two
a
kids.
restaurant on Saturday, and the kids that were next to our table kept running up and down the freaking aisle where all the tables are at.
I think that's a parent issue, not a bar issue.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That may or may not be the case, but at least with dogs, you might have some control over them. Our dog, Boomer, we have a little collar on him that if he does get out of hand, push a little push of a button, and he's mellow, and as long as he's laying down, he's totally fine. He's friendly, and he'll be approached by strangers. He's totally fine.
The reason I say dogs is because I have three. There are 3 golden days in beer drinking that shouldn't be interrupted by children: St. Patrick's Day,
Black Wednesday.
the day before Thanksgiving, and New Year's Eve. On those days, establishments that sell beer and alcohol should be exclusively adult only. However, of course, I was at a brewery near my house that Ken also frequents, and a pair of parents were pushing a stroller, and they walked by and they came right back and they put their stroller right next to the table, and they started drinking beer, and the kids started crying, and it's St. Patrick's Day, and then they're yelling, "Hey, can you not be so loud or obscene?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm dropping the F-bomb, but it's also St. Patrick's Day, so it's kind of the day to do it. So no, I'm not going to, yeah."
Houston?
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so
Dogs over babies.
I love both.
Do you though?
No, I don't. I love dogs. But as a bartender, I feel like a respectable compromise is a time limit. So give me 9 p.m. on the kids. After 9 p.m. though.
But what about certain
No
days?
kids.
What about like St. Patrick's Day? Kids till 9 p.m.? New Year's Eve, kids till 9 p.m.?
Most of those places usually don't allow
I mean,
kids in, period.
my thing is this:
Right.
who would want to bring your kids to a St. Patrick's Day party, bro? You need to go look at your parenting skills right now.
I could.
It's the hipsters that go to breweries, though.
There's some places that allow for kids
People
that
are
are
north end.
more respectable for kids for places like Sands,
Oh,
Black
geez.
Wednesday, Sands, St. Patrick's Day for New Year's Eve. Like if you want to take your kids out and
To
it's
Chili's, great.
yeah,
But not to, the Yard House.
yeah. So that's
Not the Cellarmans.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely
just
where
scare
the
them away
compromise is where you get
Right.
that because I went
If there's nothing for the kid there to eat or drink, they shouldn't be there, period.
So I went
Yes.
to this was
9
years
p.m.
years ago.
9 p.m.
E.G. Nick's for New Year's Eve, and they had food. They had kiddie cocktails for the kids. It was more of a family type celebration for New Year's. So that was a party geared towards families, both old and new. In regards to, hey, do you have kids? That's great. You can bring them here, so you can go out and celebrate New Year's without having to stay in and bring your kids. And for me personally, like there was no issue there. There was a very good mixture of people that like there. Obviously, you see like the old couples that like melt your heart when you see them dancing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been together. This is our 55th New Year's together." And you're like, "Aw." And then you have like the brand new ones who are just trying to stay awake past midnight because they just have a brand new baby. So
And that's another thing. The kid's got to be at least 2 or 3. If it's a brand new baby, come on, stay home. Call it
does
a
that
day.
does that vote
Netflix and chill.
Does that baby need voter ID for you to bring him into the?
I mean, if we're gonna buy a cereal, for sure.
No, I feel like you're like no matter what 9 p.m. cutoff.
Absolutely,
Period.
because I'm looking at you like you're a little bit crazy. If you have a baby out here at midnight,
Well, I don't have
I'm-
a kid. So.
I'm just saying, like I'm gonna look at you like you're a little bit cray cray.
The royal you, not me.
Not you. I'm just saying.
The royal you. There you go. All right, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with 5 questions with Matt Bush, Better on Draft Podcast. And we are back, Better on Draft 154 with the Urban Beer Snob at Urban Beer Snob on Instagram. Follow her for amazing photos of Detroit murals as well as photos of beer with said Detroit murals.
Do you just do a lot of your photos in Detroit, or are you kind of like branching out of Detroit and going into some of the other part, like in the suburbs?
It's a hard no on her face.
I'm focused on Detroit right now.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
I can smell the
need to
green
go-
apple on this.
no need to go outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only say because I'm a north sider now.
We can tell.
Yeah, obviously. Thank you. I was in Harper Woods for almost my entire life, so that's basically in almost Detroit. But
Almost.
yeah, I know, almost.
I mean,
not
it's-
quite.
it's-
Harper Woods are like the
Anyway,
dirty sideburns.
I mean, because there's some places like out by me where where there's a tunnel underneath M59 on Hall Road where they graffiti the place up.
Yeah.
So that might be. I don't know if that was a place that you'd be because
talking
I
about
actually took
Utica,
wedding
downtown
photos there
Utica?
because some of the stuff was actually really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
absolutely.
photobombed a prom photo.
What's that?
Said we photobombed some prom photos.
We did.
like double
And
standing,
they
triple
totally,
standing?
and they
Classy.
totally welcomed us. too.
Homecoming photos, not
Yeah,
prom.
homecoming.
Wrong season.
Classy.
I tell you what, I taste so I love Nick poured some coffee bender
So
during
this
the
is
break.
from Surly,
Excuse
in
me?
Wisconsin.
if you want some, go for it. I definitely get a lot of green apple and
Just a
butter on
smidge.
this. I am not tasting coffee bender.
Yeah, like I said, this is older.
Yeah, what's the age on that?
I don't want to say.
It's your fault for not drinking it.
Yeah, I know. This is. See, so here's my problem with craft beer, and I don't know if you got. Well, maybe not so much Ken, but
Pass.
yeah, okay, obviously not Matt. Maybe Rob, but you go on this spree. The show has almost gotten me to buy more and more and more. And when you have these people, we've been so fortunate to have guests come on the show and share what they've made. And when you try what they make, you don't have time for your own stuff that you bought. So you kind of forget about it. And this is kind of one that kind of went by the wayside, unfortunately. We'll just leave it like that.
Well, obviously,
I'm not- but-
I've accidentally aged beers because of this show. Now that I don't buy beer anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I think you said it right there. Accidentally aging beers. There you go.
This is definitely a disappointment because when we were introduced to this beer, this was the first time Downey Brewing came onto the show.
Yes.
And Downey
it
Brewing
was the shit.
bought us a lot of beer.
hell are you
Those are
bringing
the
mystery
the
beers.
mystery beers. So this beer right here, obviously, you can tell it's been aged and not necessarily skunked. You could tell it's definitely just been
Skunked.
no, not
it's
skunked.
not skunked.
Just aged to the point where it's not.
I've lost
good
all the
anymore.
flavors. Yeah, like you said, it tastes.
I got green apple and butter. That's all I have in this. It's like
I
I smell
taste
green apple and I
something-
taste butter.
It's not. It's not true to Surly. It's not true.
No,
to Surly.
if you like coffee flavored beers, if you like
That-
good,
it
like
is definitely one.
coffee blender right off the draft, I know very well is good. And we always talk about that. The first time you try a beer, the first few sips is obviously different than the next few sips. The first time you try a beer is different than the next time you try a beer. Matt has learned, in the past 2 years, as he starts to drink more and more dark beers. We probably couldn't even get you to even try the barrel age expedition.
I always try. I'm like you, except my palate has grown and yours has stayed in its little prudish style.
Just because I don't like IPAs.
What?
He does not like IPAs.
I don't like IPAs at all.
Oh, that hurt my heart. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just give me malt. I don't need bitter. I just want malt.
So this show.
it's
so
okay,
there's
Houston.
a lot
We
of
do not have a problem.
there's a lot of different diverse flavor profiles on this show. Matt does not like darker beers.
Normally.
Ken does not like IPAs. Dan,
all.
when he's on the show, absolutely hates pumpkin
Pumpkin
beers.
beers.
He hates them.
Oh my god.
Angela, when she was here, it seemed like all she had was the stouts and the IPAs.
You mean all she had was Old Nation?
Old Nation. She was an Old Nation fangirl.
So
Me,
was still.
or
is.
what still is. Me, I'm
comes out of
a
a-
little bit all over the place.
This is such a
we
weird
So we
beer.
got a very, very diverse
Like,
flavor
have you
profile.
ever
on
had a
the show.
beer where you know the
gonna pass
taste,
this
you know
over.
what you're expecting, and it's not what you're drinking, and you're like, God damn it! Like that's how I'm feeling right now with this beer because I
Coffee
know
bender?
I know how it's supposed to taste. I know what I'm supposed to be drinking, and it's just not that taste anymore.
for me, it was raspberry wheat from Mountain Town.
Uh-huh.
On my 21st birthday, I got a keg of it, and we drank it for 3 days straight because we couldn't finish it. And on the fourth day, it was like drinking brisk raspberry iced tea, and my kidneys hurt.
Well, what was we had an issue in regards to a beer like that, and it might have been an old beer from Sheboygan, where we had a beer flavor that it just did not match
tastes-
with
yeah.
the beer flavor that we normally have, and does that? And I guess before we go to 5 questions, does that turn you off to a beer, or do you consciously know, hey, this is probably a bad batch, or maybe
I think it's a
wasn't
bad batch.
weathered properly?
We'll take the coffee bender for example. I know this is bad, but am I going to disrespect this beer because I know how good it is? Absolutely not.
I won't turn it down the next time.
Yes,
Just this one, I'll be like, meh. On to the next one.
This one is mad.
This is we
But if
talked
I get
about it earlier.
If I
this
go
is
to
going to be poured out.
if I go to Wisconsin and buy this and bring it back and show Ken, hey Ken, look what I got. I bet you $50 he's gonna give me a full glass.
I'm ending the diet
Because
for
he
that
knows
day.
I just
It's
got
turned
it
into
and
a
I'm
cheat
offering
day.
it to him. Like I said, this is foul play on my part. But
I'd say get it
that's
ready
what
for the Rumble, but I'm going to be in Phoenix for the Rumble.
But unfortunately, that's what this show has done to me personally. Is that we get to try all these other fancy, unique, special beers that people put their time in. It doesn't.
Well, that's as much as your name is Urbanbeersnob, do you consider yourself a snob at all, or do you just?
I kind of do.
Not with a negative connotation.
Not at all, but I kind of do. Yes, in terms of
I mean,
knowing what I
ended a
like.
date for ham, so
Exactly. Totally. Absolutely. Date's over. So, yes, in some respect, yes, but not in a negative connotation. So,
I have to ask you, as Brian McKnight once asked, does he ever cross your mind anytime?
Oh my God!
whoa.
The 1990s called.
No,
They
that
want
was
their-
2002. Relax.
Are you sure?
But only because I say this. Only because, literally, I'd rather drink water than a Bud Light. So it's not
Really?
about.
Okay.
It's not about drinking beer. It's not. Like, I'd literally rather drink water than a Bud Light. So
if I came up to you at, say, a picnic or something like that, and you're drinking beer, and I'm like, here, I have a beer, and I offer you a Bud Light, you're just going to say no.
yeah,
she'll take
absolutely.
She'll take it.
Okay.
No, no.
She knows what she likes.
No, this is the same reason why I've been single for the last 10 years. No, thank you.
Okay. I mean, you know what you like.
Absolutely.
You know what
it's
you
okay.
like.
And
You
I'm
know,
okay
which is
without.
cool.
I'm good without.
Yeah.
I don't have to have alcohol. I don't have to have, no, I'm good.
Okay.
In terms of
I'm just curious because there's like
I'm
for
not
me,
settling. I'm not settling.
Okay.
All right.
Not
That's
That's
good.
Like me personally, before we get to 5 questions, we'll get to 5 questions right after my statement. For listen, I dictate this fucking show. This is my show. This is my show. I shouldn't say that.
It's mine too.
It is. So in regards to, beer for me, if someone comes up and offers me a beer, I'm going to take it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take it, I'm going to drink it. I don't want to say I'm going to enjoy it. I might slam it as a joke, like, ha ha ha, look at me, and I'm just doing it just to finish it.
And I think that's one of the fundamental differences between men and women.
Okay.
Straight up. No. It's not worth the calories.
I was waiting for this giant statement.
But
She's
it's not worth the calories. It's not worth. No.
All right. Well,
I might be wrong, but no.
I mean, everyone's different.
Absolutely.
Everyone's different. Everyone has their preferences. Everyone has their.
I'll
their
drink
favorite.
water. I'll drink water.
And you know what? Yeah, that's fine.
as always, segment 3, 5 questions with Matt Bush.
All right, Matt, what you got for us this week?
Well, so you guys pretty much killed half of my questions by going right back.
You can blame Rob for that.
Well, maybe we'll get more right this week then.
So, Music Town. We're in the Music Town studios. Beautiful
We
place.
are. Music
Yes.
Town.
What city in America is usually considered Music Town?
Nashville,
It's-
Tennessee.
Nashville.
Fuck all of you. God damn. All right. Well, that's question one.
Isn't that like the Music City Bowl for
Yeah, it is.
NCAA?
It might be, yeah.
It is.
I just assumed you would know because it's NCAA and nearly.
Well, the
every
Music
team-
City Bowl has started recently, I think, after
In the
NCAA.
late 90s, I think.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
So
All right, so we're 1 for 1. Let's go.
one fact you didn't read on that thing is Planet Earth spent how much last year on beer as a whole?
Planet Earth spent so like purchased beer.
Yeah, how much did they spend on beer last year?
Oh,
So we're talking-
shit. We're
So
talking
no, we have multiples again.
Okay. Good.
$154 billion.
more
okay.
than that.
$329 billion.
All right.
$616 billion. $872 billion.
So obviously, it's a $1 billion industry worldwide.
$100 billion industry.
100, yeah. It's-
Multi-billion.
It's a 12-figure industry.
Okay.
Does this beer? What's this?
I haven't even drank it yet.
This tastes
I'm
like
still-
Chinese food to me.
The one that you gave us?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
beer tastes
you're
like
right.
Chinese food.
I haven't had it yet. I'm waiting for
You're right.
the next question.
Yeah, usually I wait till segment 3 before I start drinking segment 3.
Question 3?
Question 3.
Question
for segment 3. Segment 3. Question 3.
So
Same
we got
difference.
we got a 1, a 3,
A 1,
a
going with
6,
B.
and an 8.
154 billion, 329 billion,
329.
616 billion, 827 billion.
So Rob in the chat is saying 616. He's saying, no, let me rephrase that. He's saying 616 because he says it's always C.
It's not. It was A last time.
So I thought it was what was higher than the 616?
872.
872. I think it's the 616 myself.
I think I'm gonna go with B. The 3 something.
The answer is 616, and Rob's a cheater because he wrote an article, so of course he knows the answer.
He freaking looked
Again, all he said was it's always C.
It's not always C.
That's all he said.
It'll never be C again, Rob, just so you know.
Until next week.
So you have a beer in front of you.
All right, we got a
To
beer.
the side of you. So
mystery
fun
beer.
fact, I will revoke one of your questions. You can no longer ask the geography of this beer
What?
because I will give you the backstory behind this beer.
Okay.
I got a message last week, said, please come to my brewery, pick up some beer for me. I would like our beer to be a part of your show. So a friend of the
selling
show.
ad space on
How
our
do
show?
you get that and I
So,
don't?
A friend of the show Facebook messaged me and asked me to make this beer our mystery beer. So
selling ad space on the show now?
I'm not yet. I could have a Supreme chesticle tattoo if I need to. But so this is a Metro Detroit beer, friend of the show. So you can still ask 3 questions, but none of them can be in regards to geography.
None can be referenced in geography.
All right.
It's pumpkin, right?
Yeah, I definitely
That's
got
not, I'm
pumped.
getting that pump, that spiced.
I've got all spice
Some-
in there.
Yeah.
I'm getting the spice.
Do we
beer
like? Do we
thing.
hate? Would give us a.
I'm indifferent. Like I definitely like.
It's not bad.
Like my nose itself, because I accidentally dipped my nose in it. All I smell is pumpkin pie flavors, so all I smell is allspice.
Okay.
With pancakes for breakfast, maybe.
All those carbs, man. I can't do it.
I know, like,
I had an omelet for breakfast. It's
Like
good.
I've never made anything for my family for Thanksgiving or anything like that. Like they never asked me for anything, so I just kind of show up and eat. So this year because I've never been asked, I'm making something for Thanksgiving this year.
you don't even bring beer?
I bring beer for me.
His dad doesn't drink, so yeah.
Yeah, my family's not a big drinking family.
They're the worst Polish
in-
people in the world.
In regards to my mom's side of the family, if I bring a bottle of wine, everyone's happy. On my dad's side of the family, if I bring a bottle of whiskey, everyone's happy. And so usually it's tied into the fact that on my mother's side is my godmother, therefore wine or beer, because my godmother loves beer. And then, so quick anecdote, last year for Christmas, I got her a Founders gift card to Detroit, and she got me a Founders gift card to Detroit. So that's how that happened.
So to put us back on track, number 3, this is
We
a
have time.
5.4% alcohol beer. It is a blend of biscuit lager and a malty.
Into the mic. Thank you.
A blend of biscuit lager and a malty ale. The lightly spiced, which I think you guys doubt, to mimic a real pumpkin pie. The first taste may seem sweet because of the cinnamon, but the finish will prove this is a beer first. Try again and you'll see the 5.4%. I guess there may be some reviews that could help. In my honest opinion, this beer and Screaming Pumpkin are the only good pumpkin beers spiced out there. From the brewer, owner, restaurateur of the establishment. No beer advocate this time.
Yeah, I had no thought of
Nope.
Screaming Pumpkin. Screaming Pumpkins definitely really
Overly spiced.
kicks you in the face in
Yeah.
regards to the spice. So for those of you who have never listened to our show, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for making this the first time.
Hey, sometimes you got to get that it's like
You know,
it's like the
Houston
meth-
brings out the crowds.
I
Houston-
try.
I mean,
try.
have you been Instagramming while you've been here?
I haven't. I'm like so into my beer right now. And like, it's 3 men around me. So no.
Whoa,
Hey now.
you're an
Just
all-star.
saying.
Yeah, I've definitely got the spice. I
don't mind this though.
So for a pumpkin beer, it's not bad. Like I would drink it. I'm not pouring it down the drain. I'm not, and I do that.
I've got flavors of wit, like chamomile almost. I'm not getting like the allspice is definitely in my nose. The allspice is definitely in the flavor, but it's got that like Belgian wit style, almost flavor and finish. Like it's very crisp, easy to drink. That spice is up front, but not in the back throat. I mean, what do you guys? I mean, you're the CBS. You're the one that.
I mean, I wouldn't buy
you
it,
took a
but at the
Craft
same
beer
time, I'm like frugal, so I wouldn't buy it. But I would
you're
drink it.
frugal,
I am. I'm a 80-year-old like Jewish grandmother at
I
heart.
could give you a bottle.
but hams
Yeah,
is
no,
frugal.
Hams is the epitome of frugal.
no, different territory. I drink it. How about that? I drink it. I wouldn't pour it down the drain.
So it's a local brewery, like Metro Detroit local.
It's a Metro Detroit brewery. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
It's great. It's great. It's
No,
amazing.
no. I mean, I honestly told them that when they said, "Hey, I want you to have my beer as a mystery beer," I said,
I don't think it's all that bad. Like this is something where I would order
He's-
one, and if I was planning on not like having a constant buzz for the night, I would definitely stick to this beer for the entire night. Knowing full, like, again, I'm
This
not
is a
there to get
sipper.
drunk. I'm not there to have I'm just there to have a buzz. I'm there to have a good time. I'm there to just continuously drink. Again, with these types of beers, these beers aren't slammable beers. IMO.
I appreciate it.
All right, so we need to get
we-
question number one.
We got to get at least one question. No
I mean, we can.
geography allowed.
Well, I guess don't ask me about freeways. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
So question number one. I guess easy question number one. We're just gonna go through this because I think it's gonna be a very, very fair. Is this in? Oh, you said no geography. Damn.
No, I mean, just don't get.
I mean,
Only
honestly,
one
this,
geography. I'm going to hold you to one geography.
Tri-County?
Well, no, it's Tri-County.
I already said it's Tri-County.
Okay.
I'll give you one.
Well, he said Metro Detroit. Now he says Tri-County, so that helps us a little bit more.
I will give you one geography question.
So I think if it's not Macomb, it's Oakland, obviously.
Yeah.
So is this a Macomb County beer?
Is it a what county beer?
Macomb.
No.
No, okay.
So we're going.
Okay.
So you're thinking Oakland?
So
County.
we're Oakland, we're friend of the show, which is a lot. I mean, you've got Canton, Draft Horse, Drafting Table,
Rochester
Farmington,
Mills.
Rochester. Yeah, there's a lot.
Griffin Claw.
It's one of those. You ever play Guess Who, and you're like, is this a woman?
Does it
Just to
look
try
like
to
a
get
bitch?
these-
and you only knock down like half,
One.
and you still got a whole set of characters.
I think you've had this before.
I'm
I
trying.
was gonna say, like, if this is Atwater Pumpkins Latte, like, this would be like
the
fucking
thing
amazing.
is that we don't have a friend of the show at Atwater at the moment. So-
However, if you
We do
told
now.
me,
We're trying to.
We're working on one.
We're working on it.
if you told me this was our pumpkin latte, like, yes, I would be like, yeah, it is. Oh, that sucks.
But
And Atwater, I don't believe Atwater's in Macomb County.
Atwater.
I thought you said it's
is-
not in Macomb County.
Yeah, I know.
It
that's
is
what I said.
not, but there is
Right.
Atwater in Macomb, which is Grosse Pointe.
No, Grosse Pointe is Wayne.
That is
that's
not
Wayne
That is
County.
Wayne. Oh,
But
It's
it's
Wayne County.
There you go.
downtown, like Oakland County.
All right, so it's not in Macomb. I really don't think it's in Wayne unless it's Eastern Market Brewing, but I don't.
No,
You know-
no.
That was gonna.
Spoken like
She
someone who
shut
goes
that
there a
down.
lot.
really quick. Yeah, my first thought was friend of the show. What is one friend of the show that has reached out, and EMBC was
Yeah, I don't think
was
it's
the first one that
EMBC.
popped in my mind.
Great friend
especially
because
because they can things. And
Really great friend
Yeah,
of the show.
and they don't
EMBC
bottle.
is a great friend of the show.
Oh, this
They
is
will.
also a really great friend of the show.
I'm trying to think of who bottles. That's a great. Ooh, because
Epiphany.
the bottle is the key. I think the bottle is the key.
Epiphany.
Not an epiphany.
These could, just so you know, these could be just fillers.
That's true. That's true. He
We
could
don't
be-
have anything to go off of at this point.
I mean, it's green. So I guess question number 2: has this brewery been on Better on Draft podcast?
Yeah, friend of the show. Clearly, I thought
You
that-
could be a friend of the show and not
Oh
been
no,
on the
yeah,
podcast.
this is how about we say multiple time offender.
Multiple time offender. Man, I made a
time
list of
offender.
all the multiple time
Don't-
offenders.
Mm.
Hey,
but it's for the camera. Okay, fine.
the camera can move. That's the thing.
There's multiple
We
cameras.
can just be like, hey, Ryan, green bottle. and someone will do it. It's magic almost. So friend of the show, been on the show, Oakland County. Like, because I was thinking Liberty Street,
I thought that too for a moment, but it's
but I don't think Joe would message
Wayne
Matt.
County.
Like you've got me in this whole. Who would message Matt?
I'm going for
over
Atwater
me?
only because literally I'm here. I'm going for Atwater. Let's go.
There's no out. Like again, you are the friendliest person from Atwater to the
okay.
show right now.
Okay, great.
So, wait, didn't Blake's do a pumpkin ale recently?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so
But
half
they
of the
can beer anyway.
half of the
They
people at
typically
Blake's are from
can their
Atwater. So yeah,
I don't think this. Yeah, I
In
don't.
what county is Blake's though?
That's Macomb.
Blake's is in Macomb anyways. Yeah, there you go. Is it in Macomb?
Yes.
I
Armada.
hate
Armada
surprises.
Center Road.
I don't know if Armada
I hate
gets.
surprises. Let's go.
All right, so we got to get one
killing
more
her here.
question
She
before
wants
we
to
have a
know
guess.
this so bad.
It's a 5.4% pumpkin ale in Michigan that has been on the show. Friend of the show reached out
It's
to
Liberty
Matt.
Street. No, wait. No, 'cause
It's not
Liberty's
Liberty Street because Joe, they're bottling, but they're not distroing. So Joe would never message Matt, and that's the thing is that it's someone that has to have messaged Matt, that has to have bottled. Griffin Claw bottled or cans everything now, so they wouldn't have bottled this.
Yeah.
So now
You realize that we have friends, so even if they now can.
I don't care about it. I know you're throwing me
Coonan?
off. Rochester Mills, no, because we have no one at
That was
Coonan right
Macomb
now.
County. Never mind. Damn it.
Yeah, this is
It's not
definitely-
Macomb County.
It's not Macomb County, so it's Oakland or Wayne.
It
This
has
is
to be
it's clearly a
Oakland.
pumpkin beer.
That's the thing is that it's clearly a pumpkin beer.
It's not bad.
It's obviously a brewer that has come since Matt, and it's a repeat offender.
I've only been on the show
Is-
110 times.
I was gonna say.
It's
All
John
right,
Piper
you know
Brock.
what? You know what? Let's go. Question number two. You ready?
This is
Three,
three.
isn't it?
This is three.
Shit. All right, question number three. I think we're not going to get this.
Yeah.
We're not going to pull this
I don't
one out of
think
our
so
ass.
either.
Is this
Yes. No.
is this a drafting table beer?
No.
Damn it.
Shit. I think we should just throw in the towel.
Yeah, I have no
Can I,
idea.
get can I get our new friend? Can you hold? You want to hold? Pull that tape? No, let her
Oh,
pull
you're
the
gonna
tape.
have her pull the tape?
Oh, don't even. Don't do
All
it.
right, she's gonna
And
do
she's pulling, ladies and gentlemen.
I told
Oh my God!
Really?
It's
No
Liberty.
way. No way. No
It's
way.
Liberty Street.
No.
It's Liberty Street.
Freaking Liberty Street.
Okay.
So yes, Joe did.
Joe did. Damn,
Joe!
I did not think Joe would have messaged you. But
Joe,
obviously,
you little
since
trickster.
Joe is a true friend of the show, listens to us live.
Wayne County, you guys.
He would have went to you to do the mystery beer, so that
Wow.
makes a little more sense.
You had
than
us
my-
fooled, Joe. Kudos.
This is I like it. I mean,
I mean-
definitely.
I mean,
I thought we got to pay more, but it also has no pumpkin flavor to it.
yeah.
so
I mean, I'm kind of like Dan on the pumpkin beers.
I'm getting the
but this
allspice
is
and not the
definitely-
pumpkin squash
Yeah.
or any
Chinese
type
food to
of
me.
flavor.
Yeah, I'm like Dan on the pumpkin beers, but I'm not crazy like Dan with the pumpkin beers. This one,
You could have
is-
just ended the
this-
sentence. I'm not crazy like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, this is definitely a lot more enjoyable than any of the pumpkin beers I've ever had.
Final
That's
question.
so-
Final question.
don't is five. When did this turn to four
Yeah, what is
questions?
this, four
It's
questions?
through like 3.5 questions. Well, like when time becomes a factor.
Well, is Ryan kicking us out? No, he's shaking his head no. So.
He's
is
probably
your-
wondering where he's going to get some of this beer.
What is the best side for Thanksgiving?
The best side.
The best side for
The
Thanksgiving.
best side for
Stuff.
The
Stuffing.
best side dish.
Stuffing. Absolutely.
hold on,
Dressing.
you-
Dressing
dressing or
slash
stuffing?
stuffing. I don't. It depending on where you are and who you are. It's whatever you call it. Dressing slash stuffing.
No,
Same
dressing
thing.
is the stuff you pour over. Stuffing is what you put inside. What? So gravy would be more
Oh my
dressing than
gosh! Oh
stuffing.
my gosh! This is like black and white.
That's racist.
Yeah, it's so racist. Oh my gosh! Again, this is like salmon versus salmon.
No. That's bimbo versus smart person.
This is toilet paper versus tissue paper.
No, I wipe my nose with tissue paper. I wipe my ass with toilet paper.
Oh, okay, sure. Dressing,
it's like-
stuffing.
no,
What's
it's like-
in the bird? What's in the bird?
Stuffing.
Stuffing.
It's stuffing.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so we have one over stuffing. Ken,
Mashed potatoes
with or without gravy by itself?
with gravy.
No, stuffed sweet potatoes.
I'm-
Mashed sweet potatoes or regular potatoes?
I do not like sweet potatoes ever. But for I'm sorry, that's the second time I feel like I've broken your heart. No IPAs,
no, that's
no
racist too.
sweet potatoes.
That's racist too.
That's racist too.
Like for me, I
My
personally there's a seasoning, and Nick knows it because I've had him get it for me.
Yep.
Zender's seasoning.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
chicken
pour
seasoning,
that
right?
on mashed potatoes. I pour that on turkey. I
Yep.
pour that on stuffing. I put that on
MSG,
everything.
I got that for you. I got that for you last year.
Oh, I still have it.
Do you?
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
when I was a younger, like 14, 13, and I would go to like family dinners and
Yep.
stuff that weren't at my house, I would bring that seasoning
Sure.
to put on things, just because. Let's be serious, my family didn't cook with seasoning.
Polish. Yeah, they boil everything.
I'm just saying.
Nick?
It's a tie between the salad and the sweet corn.
One, the salad.
Salad.
Yeah, so all
Get the
right,
fuck
hold on,
outta
time
here.
out, hold on, time out,
Salad.
time out,
It's
time out,
on.
hold on. on.
Better on draft without Nick.
Wait.
Change the
That's gonna do it
beginning.
for
Wait a
Better on
minute.
Draft.
Shut the fuck
Change
up.
the
I'm
intro.
going to explain myself. I am part Lebanese,
I don't
part
care.
Syrian.
Yes, I know. Which you have
Well,
kibbe
I'm
and you
ex-
have hummus.
Yes.
And you still
but we don't
choose
have kibbe and
side-
hummus at
Or grape
Thanksgiving.
leaves? Grape leaves?
No, we don't have any Lebanese dishes at
You have
any-
salad?
Anything with gravy?
Yes, gravy. Yes.
The
we do.
salad
Gravy
with
on the
gravy.
salad?
No.
Oh,
no.
What kind of
No, no,
dressing
no.
you put on your salad?
It's just oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar.
Can we cut a new sound while
You know
or
what?
new entry while we're here?
You know what? Hold on. Matthew.
Better on Draft with Matt,
there.
Rob,
Beer-
and
beer.
Ken.
Ham. What's that?
beer on the salad?
Always, babe.
Okay.
Always.
All right. The right answer.
Always. There's
just
always
so we're
beer.
correct. The right answer.
Right. Wait for cranberries.
There's always beer
The
at,
right
at
answer
Thanksgiving.
is macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Macaroni and cheese
Macaroni and cheese?
is the side. You get
See, I'm still
I don't
waiting for
know, man.
Rob to make me macaroni and cheese because he's supposed to be
never gonna
making
happen.
this bomb ass macaroni.
I mean,
and
I could be
cheese.
like our friend Ryan, who just all he does is eat bread.
oh, that's true.
No, I'm not even joking. All he has is like dinner rolls.
His
diet is like
diet is
so-
grilled cheese,
it-
Hawaiian
cheese
dinner-
pizza.
Hawaiian
No,
rolls.
no, it's not even that. It's
King's Hawaiian?
plain cheese pizza, dinner rolls, crazy bread.
Yeah, don't want to see you in
cheese-
20 years.
And here's the
Well,
thing.
that's
here's
why
the
it's
thing,
him. It ain't
is,
me.
is when he orders a burger, he won't have cheese on it.
I thought he had the cheeseburger.
He'll never have.
So it's a plain
cheeseburger.
burger.
First of all,
I used to
plain
run the
burger with
grill
nothing
at
on
these
it.
things.
Ryan, do you have a microphone in there? Can you throw out what's your holiday side dish of
This is our
choice?
engineer speaking here right now.
Ryan.
Ooh, I don't know. This might be
He's thinking.
controversial. I would say the
oh,
green
you got
bean
him on.
casserole.
Green
I'm all
bean
about the green bean
casserole.
casserole.
Oh, man.
Respectable, better than fucking salad over here.
I don't think black people eat that.
green bean casserole.
Yeah, I don't think we eat that.
What,
I've never had that in my life.
What's typical? What's on your on?
I mean, we
for
have
your
like
family.
greens,
greens.
yam, like yam
Yeah, like
casserole.
It's like sweet potatoes.
So it's like sweet potato casserole but without marshmallows and add green beans. So it's like
Right, and like onions in a can. Who does that? Who does that?
I don't know.
Onions in a can.
White people.
white folks.
white folk.
Thank you. I'm just saying.
I mean,
do you at least pour beer on it? No.
we drink beer with it so it doesn't taste bad.
Yeah, I know.
So we just get
Yeah,
hungry.
I
And
would just say we just
I don't
drink
know.
beer
Get
or
white folk hungry.
liquor.
All
one or the
right,
other.
that's going to do it for us. Better on Draft 154. You can
155.
follow 54. God
Shut
damn
up,
it,
Matthew.
You can follow Houston at Urbanbeersnob on Instagram. Check her out, as well as you can see her at Atwater pouring you some beers over in Detroit. And that's going to do it for us, Better on Draft Podcast. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, North Center Brewing over in Northville, Michigan, Zatuna Liquor in Rochester Hills, as well as you can find us each and every Friday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live, facebook.com/Better on Draft. Join us in the chat. We thank everyone for joining us. Hey, don't forget, we now have a third podcast on our media
We
group.
do.
We have a third podcast, The Bruise Brothers, over at the Bruise Brothers. You can go check them out. They had their
Facebook.com/Bruise Brothers.
I think it's a private group, but you can actually listen to them live over at betterondraft.com. We are going to be, and at least I am, hopefully some other people will join me, at Secreto Lounge Wednesday night for Bruise Brothers Episode 2 live at Secreto Lounge. Black Wednesday, as we call it. Get drunk, have fun. You're racist. And no matter what you think of your beer, we think it's Better on Draft. Better on Draft.
Draft.
Have a good night.
Peace.